Bungie has responded to the harassment that has been affecting me and my family for years now. And we have an update on that viral misinformation post on Reddit. The last 48 hours have been incredible. The show of support across the Destiny 2 community, people that like me, people that love me, people that even don't like me, all came out of the woodworks to show support for someone who is being harassed for lies and misinformation. And truly, thank you for your support. Let's jump into it here. If you don't know, we reached out to a Bungie community manager years ago because there's a bunch of Destiny 2 accounts that say things like this. All right. When you look up my name inside like Destiny Trials Report or any third-party site, a bunch of these accounts pop up. It's pretty awful. You know, if you don't like me, that's fine. If you don't like my videos, that's one thing. But to attack my son is really weird and bizarre behavior and obviously goes against Bungie's terms of service. After we contacted that community manager, we saw no resolve though. There was no ban on any of these accounts, and we chose to do so quietly in DMs because we didn't want to make it a big public spectacle at the time. But unfortunately, we got no progress on that issue. So now we made it public, and this got almost 400,000 views, which is incredible. And DMG himself, who's the principal communications manager at Bungie, decided to respond saying, "Horrible behavior. Apologies to you and yours having to deal with this. One, they went through, reported / escalated a few names that needed changing. This is excellent. Two, quite a few of these have already been banned or moderated. A couple in that screenshot hadn't logged in over the last 100 plus days. Three, third-party sites may cache names, so while they've already been changed, may still show up in searches. And even though it's taken us years to finally get here, and it took us basically the entirety of the Destiny 2 community within a 48-hour period to get completely enraged over this, I am still happy with the outcome. I wanted these accounts to be removed because even if you don't like me or my content, that's fine. But attacking my child is really weird and really not okay. Now let's move on to the next part. We had this video recently, which was the truth about the lies being spread about me. If you haven't watched it, make sure to do so. But basically, we had this viral Reddit post in here, and people were using all of the replies to spread misinformation. The original post was actually awesome and really funny. It was basically just saying, content creators reacting to content creators, etc., etc. But the replies got so bad that the moderators had to lock the post itself, saying that there were starting to be a few too many particularly hostile and toxic comments towards more than one Destiny 2 content creator. They went on to say, "I'll be removing some comments here and there, but thank you at the very least to those who have been behaving themselves." And one of those comments that was removed was the comment from D2 Checkpoints here, which obviously got a lot of people upset, as can be evidenced right here. Comment removed by moderator. And afterwards, a massive amount of community began to go after them, asking for answers as to why they were doing this. If you don't know, it says in their own Discord that rule 1 is be respectful towards others. Do not engage in hate speech, racism, sexism, or other forms of discrimination. And rule number 6 reads, do not engage in harassment or bullying of any kind. So a lot of people were wondering, why would you encourage your community to not engage in harassment or bullying when you yourself do this and on your brand account? As you said right here, I don't even care that I'm on our brand account, F Lucky 10p. And in response to this, when called out, they decided to double down. They said, "I appreciate you sticking up for your friend like that," after they said and realized that literally hundreds of comments on this last video, so many nice comments. I mean, my friends, some friends I hadn't even played with in years, some people I hadn't even played with in over 10 years, came out of the woodworks and said, "This guy is awesome. We love him. And honestly, I love you all. Thank you so much for the kind words." I read so many comments, and it was very, very nice to see so many nice things said about you in a moment. Like you don't get to feel that. You don't get to experience that too often. Like once in a while, people write some nice comments, but when people attack your character and say things like, "I have never heard a nice thing said about the man," it's incredible to see in less than 24 hours, thousands of comments across multiple platforms saying nice things about me. Like that feeling I don't know if I'll ever feel as appreciated as I did in the last 48 hours. Like truly, it meant the world to me. I've been dealing with some crazy harassment over the years. I mean, look at some of these crazy names. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm not going into all the details of the harassment that's happened, but it's been a very, very rough, like 6-7 years playing Destiny 2. I just haven't talked about it a whole lot because I didn't want to make that the focal point of my content. I wanted people to know me for Destiny 2 news and commentary and the guy who talks about controversies and god rolls and builds and things like that. I didn't want this to be my whole entire brand and opinion about me. And so what I did was when posts like this would drop and all of these crazy comments would start coming down below is I just chose to ignore it. And I thought in the process that these crazy comments and theories wouldn't really run that far, but they did. They ran extremely far. And a lot of people chose to believe them, even though they're just not true. And so as much as I would prefer to even now just ignore this type of stuff and get back to, the regularly scheduled Destiny 2 content, I'm unfortunately forced to make a video talking about this because I can no longer sit back and let people completely tarnish my reputation, spreading lies and misinformation about me. And again, I want to be perfectly clear. To say Lucky 10p videos are slop or they suck, that's fine. To say I suck at PvP, that's fine. To say I have a square-shaped head that looks like Steve from Minecraft, also fine. But to say I don't pay child support or that I stole my channel from BW is crazy. And not just crazy, it's completely untrue. And even still, when you look at this Reddit post, the moderators still are not removing this stuff. And like, I get it, moderating on Reddit is not your full-time job. You're not getting paid for this, you're a volunteer. But this type of stuff does extremely detrimental things to a person's reputation, to a person's brand. And if you're trying to make money as a content creator off your reputation, and all people know are these things, it's almost impossible to grow your channel, which is why, at least in part, over the last, I don't even know how many years, it's been extremely difficult. It's been such an uphill battle to grow my community here on YouTube or Twitch or anywhere else. And if you don't believe me, you can actually see a post that's actually from Mactix here. He actually wrote a really nice post that really highlights the problem that I have making content because of these lies and because of this like defamation that just exists about me. Mactix says to my post right here, he says, usually I don't get involved in shit like this, but this isn't right. And it would be cowardly of me to stand idly by. Honestly, I did not like Lucky for quite a long time. All I ever really knew about the guy were all of the typical rumors that circulate around the community that he abandoned his child and stole from his former best friend slash business partner. So yeah, pretty easy guy to not like based on that. So before he had ever even heard anything about me, the first thing he learned was that. And when new people come to Destiny 2, before they ever get to evaluate my content or my live stream, this is the shit that they're hearing. Imagine how difficult it would be to build a community if this is the headline that hangs over your head. So naturally, people in the Destiny 2 community were not happy for this injustice. And while people on Reddit can be completely anonymous and they don't have like a brand or a community or any sort of accountability, D2 Checkpoint does. And they decided to take it upon themselves without me ever interacting with them to say, fuck Lucky 10p, they don't care that they're on their brand account, and that no one has ever said anything nice about me. And a lot of people had a big problem with that. They doubled down here with this post. And then when people went into their Discord server to question them on this, they decided to triple down, actually banning people for harassment just by asking, why did you say that about Lucky 10p? And needless to say, when you censor people and silence people for asking why you're promoting harassment and hate of someone and misinformation, when your own Discord terms of service say that you're not going to do that, do not engage in harassment or bullying of any kind, people get really mad at the hypocrisy. And people began to really go after them in the comments on everything. As you can see right here, D2 Checkpoint decided to post, hey, Destiny 2 team, it's absolutely unacceptable to have days where there are no options for match-made activities that don't have this stupid volatile shields trade-off modifier. That is all. After posting this, they tried to basically just ignore this like massive controversy that everyone was talking about. Why are you spreading lies about this guy? Why are you saying fuck this guy that you've never even talked to? So the replies to all of their posts are stuff like this. Lying about people is also unacceptable. But hey, we don't always get what we want. In fact, their post was flooded with so many replies like this that they decided to just delete the post altogether. And they've been, ever since, deleting all of their posts because all of the replies to all of their tweets are just getting this exact same information because they just refuse to apologize and admit that it was wrong to say this. It's gotten so bad to the point where literally cheaters are now joining into their checkpoints and ruining their whole checkpoint thing that they're doing, right? Like they hold checkpoints for different bosses and stuff. The community is really, really upset about this. And I do not encourage that level of harassment. I don't want any hate towards Destiny 2 Checkpoint. It's perfectly fine if they hate me. It's perfectly fine if they dislike me. I'm not here to change their mind. I cannot accept these lies and this misinformation to go on anymore. I will not sit idly by and let people continuously lie about me. And thankfully, a lot of you out there watching this got my back on this and helped me in this issue. And truly, I'm very thankful. Together, we got their lives removed from Reddit, literally. We had all of these different harassers on Destiny 2 have their accounts, their names changed. Like, honestly, this behavior is really weird, and I wouldn't even call for a ban on these guys. Just change the names to something else. Like, I don't want to be responsible for anyone getting banned in Destiny 2. I just don't think it's right that my son, who's almost to the age where he might log in and play Destiny 2, could log in and see stuff like this. That's wrong. So what's the end resolve here? What's my final message on this, or the TLDW if you didn't want to watch everything leading up to this point? My message is this. As a man that's almost 40 years old now, I've lived enough of life that I can tell you that life is going to bring you enough hardship in and of itself. Like, people that you love are going to die. Your grandparents, your parents, friends and family around you. You're going to get sick at points in time. And most of us will have plenty of financial problems on top of everything else that can go wrong in life. And that sucks. Life in and of itself is going to throw plenty of hardships your way, but you don't need to make other people's lives harder. So don't make other people's lives harder. Like, their lives are already going to be hard enough. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what their lives are like. And spreading a bunch of harassment is really not necessary. I don't encourage any harassment towards Destiny 2 Checkpoint. Even if they never apologize or never address the issue, that's fine. The message has already been delivered. The lies and misinformation will not be accepted. Their comments got removed off of Reddit. Let's treat everyone with respect and dignity. And even though we did win this battle as a community, and I'm very thankful to everyone that came to my defense, this battle will not be over. There will be more posts on Reddit in the future, and the comments, you better believe, will be the exact same. Because the lie is significantly more entertaining than the truth. And the truth is that I love my son, I support him, and being a father is truly the greatest thing that ever happened to me. BW and I had an incredible duo stream called The Lab. We had such a good time, so many good memories. Unfortunately, we had a falling out for a period of time, but we are way past that now, and honestly, it's old news. So I would hope that we can all move on from this situation and get back to playing Destiny 2, or maybe even not playing Destiny 2, because I know a lot of people are burnt out right now. I'm going to get back to making content, and I'm forever going to cherish all of the really nice comments that I've read in the last 48 hours. It literally meant the world to me. I can't understate it enough. I've been dealing with this harassment for so many years that it felt like it would just never end, but seeing some light at the end of the tunnel has felt really nice. So again, thank you.